the stark facts are that you made the decision to stab a 15-year-old girl to death with a knife which you were carrying unlawfully in a public place. I'm satisfied that earlier in January 2023, Holly indicated that the relationship was at an end, and you realised that this time she meant it for good. You were not able to accept that. You were obsessed with Holly and by your desire to resume the relationship. On Thursday, the 26th of January, you made the journey to Haltwhistle, where Holly lived. You travelled from your home. You caught a bus at about 6 p.m. and another bus at 7:51 p.m. You arrived in Haltwhistle at 8:21 p.m. and walked in the direction of her house. Holly was not in and had told you not to come. She did not answer your calls. You were filled with resentment and jealousy, but still able to calculate where you could best attack her and able to wait until you got that opportunity. You managed to persuade her to come a little further into the alleyway. You waited until one passerby had gone on his way, and then took out the knife which you had in your pocket and launched an attack upon her, which was vicious and brutal. You have, for example, applied yourself to your education. You have established good relationships with members of staff. I am sure that you can make further progress if you continue to try whilst you are in custody. You can definitely do better than you sometimes think. I have sought to balance all the factors of the case, those that make it more serious and those that mitigate the sentence I must pass. However, because it is such a serious case, personal circumstances cannot carry great weight, although they have more significance than they might have for an older person. But the stark facts are that you made the decision to stab a 15-year-old girl to death with a knife which you were carrying unlawfully in a public place, having followed her in secret around town for an hour. All because your relationship with her had ended and you were jealous at the thought that she might see someone else. What happened in this case should not happen to any child or parent, and no child or parent should be in fear that it might happen. As I've said, this is not a mathematical exercise. There is no single correct figure to attribute to a particular aggravating or mitigating feature. What matters is the finishing point. In the end, the length of the minimum term is a matter for my overall judgment, always taking care not to count the same feature more than once in any direction. It will be as short as I think it properly can be. You must pay the statutory surcharge of £41 and make a deprivation order in respect of the knife under section 152 of the Sentencing Act 2020. For the offence of wounding with intent, the sentence is one of 5 years detention under section 250 of the Sentencing Act 2020 to run concurrently with your minimum term, so at the same time. I pass no separate penalty for possessing the knife. Logan MacPhail, for the murder of Holly Newton on the 27th of January 2023. The sentence is that you are to be detained at His Majesty's pleasure. That could not be for a period less than 17 years in total. Because you have already spent 641 days in custody, I have to deduct those days. And so the minimum term I now specify is one of 15 years and 89 days to run from today. That's all. You may leave court.